Cherokee County. What's going on, everybody? We sure do appreciate everybody tuning in and spending a little bit of their Sunday with us. Dean?
How you doing, man?
Man, what's up?
Good college football day yesterday.
It was a good day. Everybody.
High school ball Friday night?
Yeah, it was.
I just don't like the weather that much.
Yeah, it was a little messy out. Well, intro to people, YouTube people, if you just now join us, we've got a lot of new followers, run into some people the other day. So for YouTube World, I'm Big Matt and
Diamond Dean. How y'all doing?
We cover Cherokee County sports. Right now it's football season, so that's what we'll be covering for right now. And we also do some college. We do mostly Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, and but we keep up with all the SEC teams. You know, we don't try to play favorites to anybody really. So
we got our favorites, but
yeah,
we can't do Arkansas, Mississippi State on here.
Run into a guy on Facebook, Boyd. They do a show on Friday night.
Out in Crossville.
Yeah.
You told me about that.
Shared his page on there, so y'all guys please go over and watch them. It's kind of like we do. It's a little funny. I mean, they cut up a little bit, but he has coaches on every Friday and players and stuff, and he's got a good setup.
And this is in Crossville.
Yeah, did you see how he had it set up?
Yeah,
It's like a garage. He's got signs everywhere and tables set up and headphones and mics, and so y'all check them out.
How you doing, Bob?
What's up, the boss? We got plenty to talk about, Dean, tonight. We're gonna do we'll do local scores first. We'll talk about our local teams here, and we got plenty of college stuff to break down. Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, as
I'm going to my notes here.
We had mentioned earlier, and we got 2 and 3A stuff. Plenty of stuff to talk about. Some, a lot of officiating challenges kind of seem like they took hold this weekend, not just in college.
Oh, really? See, the game I went to, there wasn't that. It was okay.
Yeah,
we went to 2 different games.
I just hate it when adults decide the game. Does that make sense?
Was this a knee down or a?
Yeah, a player falls down on the ground, turns over, the ball comes out, and
Lord.
I mean they didn't even discuss it. It's a fumble.
That's why I'm an advocate for a little bit of replay in high school. I know that cost the high schools a ton of money.
They called a targeting on a kid.
But I wouldn't be opposed to replay.
Targeting.
Would you? In high school? Be opposed to replay? I know the games are lasting. We were talking about how long the games are lasting.
Yeah, we can't go no longer.
But maybe do 3 a game, 2 a game.
I can't. It just slows it down so much more. It's already.
Oh yeah, we was talking. I don't ever remember games lasting 2.5 hours. I haven't been to one that hasn't lasted 2.5 hours.
It's been 10 o'clock. Every game that I've got out of this year, every game's 10 o'clock.
I went to the Center game, Anniston. It lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Every one of them.
But Center only threw 3 passes.
Yeah.
And it still lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Let's see here. Well, I guess, of course, first we're going to talk about our local teams. We'll get into that, Dean.
All right.
Well, first we'll do. Cedar Bluff had to travel to Trine. We'll talk about them first.
Yeah. Tough night.
49-0. Cedar Bluff takes a lump over there. They ain't ever scored on Trine, which you're not expected to. It'd be like
trying to
be like Alabama beating playing Berry College.
Right. It's tough. That was a tough.
It's just not a match. There's no matchup.
Tough order for Cedar Bluff to feel there.
I wouldn't think Saban want to get an ice bath if he beat Berry College.
No.
I kind of thought that. I went back and watched the game. Some of it, the video over at Trine, and I just thought that was odd to dump the coach.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
It must have been his
I don't think
win.
so.
Oh, I don't know. I don't understand what that's about.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're number 1 in the state now.
They will be playing.
They're tough. I mean,
Bryant next week or Buford or
I don't know. Let me see. Oh, Bowden. Now that'll be a tough game for them.
That game was supposedly decide the region for Trine, between Trine and Bowden. So Cedar Bluff, we wouldn't expect them to win, but they turned the ball over 3 times. There was some sparks of offense. I've seen Bucky had some moves like he usually does. Preston broke off a big run or two. Cade made a few big catches. But up front, you're not going to match up.
Right.
Like, you know.
Well, they beat two teams in the 2A region that Chattooga's in. They beat Model by 3 touchdowns and Coosa by 5. And beat a school out of Chattanooga by 4.
So
they're rolling right now.
They have a good team this year.
Oh, yeah. 18 teams.
Not only are they 5 times bigger.
Yeah.
Their elementary school has more than our whole school.
Yeah, they're good. They got a good team. I think they'll make a run for it.
Yep.
In their class.
Yeah.
In Georgia.
Did you get any of their stuff?
I did not get any stats on that.
Late in the game, I seen they flashed up. Cedar Bluff had 60, 70 yards of offense. Something like that.
Right. I talked to Coach Beckett, and he said that pretty much said they were moving on to next week.
Yeah. Right.
North Sand Mountain, big game at home. And said they're just gonna get ready for that. And that's a good attitude. You can't stay hung up on a loss.
Let's see here. Cedar Bluff had, if I can get to trying hustles and kills, pancakes, that kind of stuff. We can mention that. Hustles, Nick and Cade. Nick had 9, Cade had 6, Aiden 5, Pack 5, Carson had 5, Hagan 5, Preston 4, Dylan 3, and Bucky, James, Austin all had 3, Jacob 1, Dawson Hunter, and Eli Alex. Deshaun had 1. Kills, Dylan had 12, and Hagan had 9. And pancakes, like Dylan had 5.
Dylan's a tough
yeah,
player.
Knockdowns. Dylan had 2 knockdowns. So Dylan's really, and Carson also had a pancake. I think I said Hagan too. So yeah, Carson, he's young.
Right,
Marcus was always excited to try to help him as much as he could.
What's his last name?
Wait, it's Alex, his little brother.
Yeah, he looks like he'd be a good athlete.
He's got a good attitude for the game.
Yeah, he looks like he'd be
he's a fiery little young guy.
Very good athlete.
Let's see. Let
me see here now.
They didn't have a whole lot of offense. They played about like what we would figure. If we wouldn't turn the ball over, they may have scored. They had some.
They could have.
They got down there close a few times, but it is what it is. And get ready they're going to host North Sand Mountain this week. Right. You'll be there announcing the game and doing autographs also. Halftime
session. That's $5 an autograph.
$5. Okay, great.
You gonna do that too over?
I'll be at Spring Garden as they host Hope's Bluff.
You gonna do that over there?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. That'd be a good game. It was a great game last year.
It was.
Well, tell us about the game you attended.
Oh, Sandrock in the Southeastern game, 32-28. The score does not emphasize at all the game. Southeastern was just kind of, they were just winning up front most of the first quarter. But the boys adjusted and made a good run there at the second quarter. They didn't run away with it. They were staying close. And I think they were just trading punches. It's a good test for both teams, testing each other out. And we go into half, and I think they said it was Driver that picked the ball. I may be wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So they pick it, and they go ahead at halftime with no time on the clock.
21-18, right?
Just, bang, bang. And we were so excited. I went over and got to sit and talk to Coach Norris, and we talked during halftime a while about the game and stuff. And I felt good about it. We had assumed that they was going to win this game, and on paper, it was very close.
Southeast, yeah,
very close. And come back out after halftime. They trade punches for nearly the whole third quarter. I think they both punted 3 times. I swear. Yeah, they just could not move the ball. Both of them were just stalemate. Both teams adjusted very well. And in fourth quarter, Sandrock stays ahead there, and they're going down the field to go up, probably up by 10, I guess, at the time. And Olin catches the ball over the middle, makes a little dash after he catches it, hits the ground, ball comes out. They say fumble. It's not a fumble. I don't care who's watching or what. It's not. And
pretty obvious.
Roy Mitchell backed this up. Yeah, he was standing right there too, and we were just both bumfuzzled at the bad calls. So they give them the ball back. Of course, that gives them an opportunity to go down. Well, Sandrock holds their water. Southeastern has a mental come apart. They're cramping. They're laying down. Kid falls down for a cramp. Sandrock calls timeout. He gets up and walks off the field. They're stalling for time. They're trying to get plays in. They're getting delay of games. It's just they weren't performing well. They were sputtering.
Right.
Sandrock takes advantage of those times, and 4th and 10, they stop them. Kid throws up the sideline, and it was covered fairly well. They both dive for the ball. They call pass interference. First and 10 from about the 30 or so, 35.
That's a big play right there.
Terrible.
Well, it gives you automatic first down.
Yeah, another bad call in my opinion. Probably a lot of other people. Not just because I'm there watching. I don't. Either way, I'll just call it how it is. I don't have a reason to lie, and I'm not blind. I have 4 eyes. I can see pretty good, and I understand the game. And when 2 kids dive for the ball, there's not a pass interference. Moving on, they go on in. They score. Well, I was told Coach Norris. I said, the good thing is they got 3 timeouts.
Right.
40 seconds left. Shoot, man, Southeastern kicks them the ball after they score, and little boy takes it up the sideline, and I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was Haygood or which one it was.
Probably.
Great return. He goes over the 50.
Wow.
Good field position. I thought he was going to score. I mean, I'm standing up the sideline, looking up the sideline. I thought, man, he's going to score, and I think the kicker just fell and into him and pushed him right out.
Made a tackle.
Well, they made a few plays and throwed it down at the end zone. Didn't make completion. Game ended, and I hated it for Coach Heath, Coach Bates, and them. Short. The guys were really working hard, and the coaches were doing a good job. They were adjusting, and they were up there on the sideline. The energy was good all night. They were never out of the game. After halftime, the end of that third quarter, they were in control.
Right. You text me, it was 28-18, and next thing I know, on the way back from Valley Head, I heard Southeastern 132-28. So.
They had their timeouts and had a good plan. I didn't, and sometimes if the play calling was bad to end the game, and a lot of times it is, like Florida yesterday, that little quarterback not pulling it, want to give it,
in a minute, but
that
I
kind of
just didn't
stuff.
Understand that,
and I wouldn't mention it. I'm not going to talk bad about no kids or nothing. If it was a bad play call or something, I just wouldn't say anything.
Right, but it was not.
No,
right.
The Coach Heath had the plan, and the guys laid it out there, and it was down there. It was their game to win right there at the end. Sandrock finishes 302, Southeastern 354 total. The Rock runs the ball for 107. Cornejo contributes to 84 of that. Passing at 195. Ace was 13 for 23.
Wow.
And Southeastern rushed for 130. That they passed for 224.
Seemed to be the difference.
A lot of that, probably 50 of that, was towards the end of the game. They would slip in behind somebody, and the guys were going for the ball and jumping and trying their best to get the ball back, secure the win, and they'd miss it maybe or fall, and the guy would make a 10, 12-yard pass here,
right.
and then they'd hit a 20-one, hit a 20-yarder on them. So Cornell went up with 84, 7 tackles, and he punted for 100 yards.
Right.
And let's see, tackles, Crider 5, Goodwin 4. Bradley Jackson saw them at Walmart last night. They played he had 4. OP had 101 receiving.
Good.
I mean, he was.
Job. He's a good receiver. You say he had an interception too.
Yeah, he really needed that game, and he wound up getting hurt on that play. He twisted his ankle, and he come off. And he was really upset, and I just went over to him and said, "Hey, man, you're a big part of this team.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You gotta get up there and support you guys." And he's a good kid. I've known him.
Good player.
I've known him forever and ever, and he plays with a lot of emotion and a lot of heart. And his size is kind of small, but he makes up for it. Trust me. There's no doubt OP is. He makes up for it.
Huh?
When he was little, we'd have to try to tell him, he would just launch himself on people.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not scared of the devil.
He don't scared to hit.
No, not at all.
He's not scared to hit.
No, not at all. They played a good game.
That's going to be that region's up for grabs.
That was kind of the rundown, and they'll wind up playing Cleveland towards the end of October.
So you got 4 teams in there to me. Obviously, Cleveland, Southeastern, Sandrock, and Spring Garden.
And Sandrock will go to Collinsville next week. I think they'll bounce back with a win over there. Spring Garden, Cleveland kind of surprised us.
Yeah, they did.
20-13. It was 7-6 for a while. I kept checking on and off the score. What did they have over there?
Well, I think he had some turnovers, and I actually think they had a fumble
down there close going in. I heard
going
that.
in at the end of the
game. Some guy at the fence was talking to somebody, and they were relaying some info to him.
I got the stats right here. Pope had 55 yards rushing and a touchdown, threw for 126. Floyd had 59, and of course Austin had 65 yards receiving.
Wow.
Pope 9 tackles. Floyd had an
Man.
interception and 5 tackles.
Man.
Sounds like they play good. They had 300 yards offense. That's two
good.
teams. Well, there's
That's
actually 3 teams in the county that had over 300 yards
Yeah.
and lost. So
We've been batting 1,000 2 weeks in a row. We knew that wouldn't last forever.
No.
But it was fun while it did, and I think the trend can continue maybe next week. And like I said, Spring Garden, they'll host. I'll be over there. They're hosting Hoax Bluff. Coach Sexton. Right. They're going to go out there, and that's going to be a fun game.
I would think so. It was last year.
I'd like to have seen that game. I think we talked about this last year, Dane. We'd like to see this game played. Mm-hmm. Why hadn't they played this game years?
No, I know.
In the past?
Well,
I mean, they're so bigger in class.
Spring Garden was 1, and then
they were 3 or 4.
Was 4. Yeah. Then went back down to 2 and 3, and it ain't that big of a gap anymore. But it's still that's a tough game for Spring Garden and Hoax Bluff. I mean, let me tell you something. Spring Garden has their respect.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, after last year.
Yeah, we talked to Hoax Bluff players when we were down there at the Average Joe's one night. I was down there on a Monday, and they brought it up. You know, to me, Bo kind of told them where I was, who I was, where I was from. Right. And they said, hey, we won the game, but we knew we had played a good football team.
They did. Well, see, it jumped out to a 21-0 lead, and Spring Garden came back, and I think it maybe even tied it up. Yeah. And second half, I think the final ended up being 42-28. Yeah. But it was a good game. It was
closer than the score initiated. The Garden adjusted last year, and they was missing Landon and Cooper both.
Landon and Chaz.
Landon and Chaz were out, yes.
Yeah, which obviously are two big-time players.
Yeah, so that if they'd have played, maybe been close.
Could have been.
But Coach Harvey and the crew were ready. I went out there Thursday and watched them do walkthroughs. And, he said had a good week and had them prepared. And what all the coaches like to say, the hay's in the barn Thursday. I mean,
I don't believe that, do you?
It's time to
go.
You
can do a lot of coaching on Friday.
Yeah, you can do adjusting, but mostly,
Yeah, well, it just depends on your pregame. Don't you think you can have a good pregame? Most of the time, teams.
Well, it depends on the coach.
Kind of. I have seen teams really get after it during pregame.
Yeah, depends on the coach. What they've seen, or if they caught another.
Right, but yeah, you're right. The hay's in the barn after.
Well, it better be today because it's going to rain, guys. It's going to rain for about the next 3 days, so put your hay in the barn.
That's why you watch it there, buddy.
That's why you hit the subscribe button.
We're forecasters too. It is supposed to rain all day.
I know it is. For real, tip of the week: take an umbrella with you. Now you went up to Valley Head, 64-42. Valley Head over Galesville. Galesville will host Asbury this week. We look for them to bounce back and have a good game. I don't think they had any injuries Friday.
They didn't, that I know of. I think Michael Reynolds looked like he got hurt a little bit in the game. Matt, this one was wild from the start. Galesville drove right down, scored. Reynolds scored. They got the ball back. We're driving again. They had a fumble. And Bain, which we've seen Bain play. Yeah. Hey, they run a sweep, and they cut him in, and
he's gone. Off to the races.
Yeah, I mean, runs through tackles. They wrap him up. Good form tackle. Wrap their arms up, drive their legs. He just drives right through
it. You could find him on our page, our Instagram. We have an Instagram page, Matt and Todd Show, all one word. And he's on there, and he's working out, and he's a good-looking kid. I mean, he takes care of himself. Well, hard to tackle.
Let me tell you the turning point of the game, and he made it. It's 14-7, Galesville.
This is first quarter still.
Second.
Yeah.
They force a punt. Galesville forces a punt, and the punter drops the ball, and Keelan Higgins is right on him. Which I'll talk about Keelan here in a second. Had a 60-yard run and a 63-yard run back to back, and a kickoff return for a touchdown. But long story short, Bain comes around and Keelan tackles the punter. Well, the ball's sitting here. Bain comes around, picks up the ball, and runs for a first down. Then Brown broke one after that.
You can't coach that.
No.
I mean, you can't really do much about those kind of things.
And hey, I'm going to talk about. I mean, Higgins had a great night. Reynolds did, but Galesville, it was 39-28. Higgins run a kickoff back. And they got the two, 39-36. Then they kick it off. Bain runs it back. And
I bet Knapp's just pulling his hair like, can we just...
Well, I thought the kid was great.
Yeah, we watched him play.
Cedar
We covered the Cedar Bluff game one night and up there, and we recognized him pretty quick in the game.
Right, yeah.
And he's a small guy. Reminds us of DJ Lee.
Right,
he's got that kind of that rabbit ability to him.
What somebody else said. One of the coaches from Gilville said he reminds me of DJ Lee.
Yeah, he has that start-stop motor. Bucky's got the same thing. He run, stop, and go right back to his speed. You know, they have that.
Exactly. Might listen to some of these numbers for the game. Gilville, Higgins, 222 yards on 12 carries.
And he was Player of the Week for Average Joe Show. We went up there Tuesday night and celebrated that with him at the Gridiron. We appreciate Bo and Reggie.
He's having a good year.
For doing that for Keelan. That's important to him. We appreciate it.
Bain, 241 yards. Ashton Brown, 125. Michael Reynolds, 88. So
Jacob Gordon. I know Jacob
had 32 yards.
Him and Hunter play, and they're good. They're good to give the ball to also.
Yeah, they are. They actually, Jacob running a good bit, but it's mostly Keelan and Michael the other night, and I think Michael got a little banged up there towards the end.
They're your featured backs.
Yeah, they are.
But
Matt does a good job of work getting the ball.
Yeah, but that's a good feature, and then another good. I mean, then you got Hunter and Jacob for another.
Right.
They could play at other schools and contribute. I mean, so he's got the four horsemen back there. He's got a box system set up Notre Dame. They could.
But I don't think there's no shame. I think Valley Head's a very good team, and they just keep getting better each week.
Well, that 64, somebody just got away from them. They're late.
Yeah, it was 45-42. No, it was 45-36, and Gillsville got a fourth down. And that went for it on fourth, and they got it, and had a fumble. And after that,
kids just hung their heads a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of get frustrated.
And I think Brown or Bain, one of them broke another one, 51-36, and then it just kind of spun a little bit out of control. That game was a lot closer than the score. I'll say that. A lot closer than the score.
Well, that'll lead us into our next game here. Let me check this out here, Dean, for just a second.
All right.
We got to check some stats here. All right, hang on there just a minute. That'll carry us into our next game, Dean. We're going to talk about Center. Center goes down to White Plains, and they win 40-0. They'll host Coosa next week, and we had a little bit of stuff for them on their game. A lot of the younger guys got to play. No, Damien had. They didn't all have a lot of rushing.
73 or something like that. Yeah.
CJ had a few yards. And Cade Hopper, their QB number 1 there, he got to come in and play, and he played a lot of the game, and he's a good leader, and I've known him for a long time. So we'll say that this week we got to make our Player of the Week pick, Dean. So our Big Diamond Player of the Week?
Mr. Cade Hopper.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, Cade?
Doing good. How are y'all?
And we have him on the phone here with us. How about that? Congratulations. Cade, you're a great leader for the team and the community. Good young man. Knowed you, I guess, about your whole life and your mom and dad, and from youth basketball all the way up to.
Good people.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Thank you.
congratulations on that. Anything you'd like to add, or whatever you like to say? The show is yours, good man.
Well, it was just a great game. We needed a good win like that, coming off of a great win against Anniston. So, coming off of that, a good win against White Plains, that was always good for the team. But now it's just on to the next.
That's right.
Okay, you threw for 134 yards the other night, but with Johnson being out for the year, he was your main receiver. Who are some of your targets so far?
Well, I got Alex Johnson, who has stepped up.
That's his brother, right?
That's his cousin.
Oh, okay, cousin.
And then, of course, you got C.J. Gresham, who is who transferred here from Sachs, who is a very good receiver and defensive back for us. And then you got Malachi Horton and Jack Amos, who are juniors, who are good ball players as well.
Well, good deal. I know I watched Jack. Jack's been playing well this year.
Yeah.
And
right.
CJ too, the Mitchell boy. He can catch. And You throw to him a lot too, don't you?
Right, and he's out of the backfield. He's one of our running backs, so he'll catch out of the backfield well. And Damien, of course, from the backfield.
Can't miss Rambo, man. You guys are, you can tell the leader roles of the team, and it's good to have good young men that are, controlling their self and their team. And so, going up to White Plains, tell us a little bit about the game maybe itself, kind of how it folded out and how the game started for you.
Well, it was an away game, so we had to get used to that new field because it's rainy because it's been wet all week. So the ball was slippery, so we had to adjust to that. But I'm just glad we got the job done.
Yeah.
At an away game. So.
No, y'all's new field's great, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love it.
What do you think? You've probably grown a lot since we covered you guys at the Piedmont game that night. Where do you feel you've accomplished along the way? What things have you noticed about yourself? Just personally that you've grown to.
I think that we've gotten a lot better as a team. Like we worked together and we worked harder because I think Piedmont was just kind of like a reflection game, and we got to see where we were and how we need to get better from that. And we just worked harder in the weight room and at the practice. And I seem like the guys are like more focused now since that game, and that's kind of helped us move on.
Cade, I was impressed with. I came to the Anniston game, and through no fault of your own, it was just a wrinkle Coach did, but he ended up. Gresham ended up running the Wildcat most of the game, and a lot of people that were the quarterback wouldn't have been happy with that, but you seemed to just root him on and be his number one fan. And I thought that was impressive.
It's very admirable. That's just the kind of guy he is. Cade's a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's just – Wildcat was working. So, I mean, whatever's working, trying to make us win, I'm all for it. So.
It did. He looked great in that night. Did y'all run that any the other night?
We ran it a few times because that's always been in our offense, just the Wildcat that we've always had if we got to get short distance or something.
Right.
We just turned to that more against Anderson because it was working. So, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So that's just kind of how it went.
Well, I just thought that was good character to support it.
Yeah.
A lot of kids don't. I mean, when they're not in the game.
That's right.
Right. Yes, sir.
So y'all be hosting. Again, we got Cade Hopper online. He's our Player of the Week, Big Diamond Player of the Week. Your guys will be hosting Coosa. You've had a little bit of play with them last year, I think. Was that the game that you got to start? Was that your first start over there after Slady got hurt?
Actually, Coosa got canceled, and we got to play our Merchant.
No, that's right. Went down Merchant.
Y'all play on a Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yes, on a Saturday.
Okay.
So we got a little experience with the Georgia teams, and we're not going to. We can be homers. It's okay because it's our show. We feel like y'all will be favored, but you still need to go out there and execute. And Coach Kelly and Coach Henderson and Coach Turner and Brad and Josh, they have a good staff over there, and I'm sure they got
Coach
a good.
Hayes, yes, sir.
Yes, they got a plan laid out. So
right.
I'm sure y'all be ready and pumped up for Friday night.
Oh yes, sir. Can't wait to get back out there and play again.
I made it so, buddy. We appreciate you, and again, just congrats on having a good night Friday, and your team looks good, and you're a great leader for the team and the community, and we appreciate you.
All right, thank y'all. God bless.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Kate.
I'll see you tomorrow after practice or right at the end of practice. I'll get you stuff to you.
Awesome. All right, I'll see y'all later.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good day.
Center's playing well, and that is shaping up to be one of the toughest regions in the state. I mean, you've got Anniston, you got Center, which you got. They say Heflin's playing real good, Cleveland County.
Yep.
Of course, you got Jacksonville's playing good, and Hanley.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hanley just kind of.
Our Spotify people probably went on a little lapse there for a few minutes. Cade Hopper called in. He was our Big Diamond Player of the Week, and he just explained how come out and played at White Plains. They go over there and win 40-0. He had 134 yards passing. Cade's a great leader of the team. And communities we'd mentioned said the ball's a little wet and had to adapt to that. Played on a different field, and CJ catching out of the backfield, and of course Jack and Malachi and
Alex Johnson.
Yes, Alex throws to him a lot too. So, just congratulations to him.
Yeah, 3-1. They, like I said, we wish them the best. They got a
heavy load.
A lot of tough games. They got a heavy load.
Yeah,
they do.
Once they get through this week.
I mean, everybody in that region's got a heavy load. Anniston, I mean, all of them. You got Munford too.
Once they get through this week, Dean, they'll host Munford the first. That'll be I mean, that's a load. Then you're going to go to Handley. Then you're going to play Cleveland County. Then you're at Jacksonville.
Oh gosh.
This Coosa game is just.
Yeah.
You
got to stay focused.
Yeah, you better get back on it.
Yeah.
It's going to be time to get back in region play. And
you do. I think, and they have a good chance to. Well, I think Handley's a favorite.
They are.
But, they have a great chance to go to the playoffs and maybe play at home.
Yeah, that traveling Mobile last year, that's
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge mess there.
You got a few more high school scores there. I got some.
Yep, I got plenty. Go ahead, Dean.
I'll do a few here. I got Handley beat Heflin 26-7. Oaks Bluff beat Glencoe 49-0. 556-0 over Brindley Mountain. Sachs beat Oathatchee 16-7. Ider beat Section 41-40. Well, that was a shootout, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a close game.
All right, go ahead.
Ider and Section, that game there.
41-40.
I thought personally, Ider would win a little more heavily, but obviously Section come to play, and
Section must be good.
Yeah,
I think I heard all them teams up on the mountain were good this year. Sylvania, Fife, Plainview, Geraldine.
Yeah, Geraldine
upsets.
They beat Plainview.
Well, I don't know if it's an upset, but
it is to a lot of people.
They beat them.
To a lot of people, it's going to be an upset. For some of us that kind of watched them close and has kept up with a little bit of it around the way there, it's not such a crazy upset.
Right? No. And I'll go over the rest. And you got a lot more scores than I do, but I'll give you the rest of mine. Piedmont 70-6
Yeah,
over
that's just bad.
Weaver. Sylvania beats Collinsville 35-7. You talk. Coosa beats Appalachian 42-32. All right.
Pickens County, we'll bring up some 1A stuff since it is early for playoffs.
Right.
But we're fixing to get into meat of region. So I like mixing Pickens County. We always like to keep up with them. They beat Lynn, which is always a substantial team.
Usually pretty good.
We went 28-7. They have already beaten Hubbardsville and Marion County. They beat Marion 42-12, and they beat Hubbardsville 20-7.
So it's looking like
they're undefeated.
Pretty good, yeah.
So when I say Pickens County undefeated, guys, you watchers that keep up with football local here, sort of, Pickens County's always been jumping around up here at Cedar Bluff. We've always catch them and play them there or here. So I've always kind of kept up with them. When Pickens County's undefeated, Dean.
Yeah.
It's something to keep an eye on. They'll play Aliceville next, which will be another good game.
Should be, yes.
Decatur Heritage beats Shoals Christian 41-0. Now, again, there's another team that bounces around. You've heard that name right here in the county. They visited Cedar Bluff, and we've been down there.
Great game there.
They beat Phillips 41-10 last week. They'll play Woodville next, so I'm sure they'll take care of business over there. Another 1A team, South Lamar. South Lamar beats Brilliant 47-0. They had beat Berry the week before 36-20, but they lost to Meek 32-26. They'll be playing Fayette County next week.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
That will be a good
Fayette County's like 3 or 4A.
Yeah, Fayette County and South Lamar. So good luck to them. 2A, we'll move into that. You mentioned the Ider section. That was a good game. Tanner beats North Sand Mountain 14-6.
Wow. Tanner's in their region, obviously.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're usually got a decent team.
Usually.
Westbrook Christian 41-13 over Locust Fork. Elba 54-24 over Cottonwood. And BB Comer, they're starting to get back in the swing of things.
They're looking good.
55-28 over Rambert.
And Rambert's not bad.
No, not.
55-28. I think it's Namath that said it. Best BB Comer team in 30 years, maybe?
Maybe.
Possibly.
You mentioned Fife. Of course, they beat Brandon Mountain on Thursday night.
56. That's 49 straight now.
Yeah, he's just a few away. Geraldine 26-20. Geraldine.
Beat Plainview. Yeah.
26-20.
Wow.
Geraldine, I know the guy I work for, his son, they went to school up there.
Right.
And his son is helping coach as he's in Jacksonville finishing his teaching degree. He's going to teach math. Austin Willoughby. He helps with the team on Fridays and goes up there at practice and helps some too. So I know Austin was excited about that. I can't wait to talk to him. I'll usually get to see him on Thursdays.
Right.
And that's a big win for Geraldine to go up there and win that. Bulldogs just take care of Plainview Bears 26-20.
I mean, all I heard was that Plainview would either go 10-0 or 9-1.
Preseason, people are mumbling.
Beat 5.
Plainview may beat 5 this year, guys. I mean, have you been up there and seen them play? And then you watch them play their jamborees, and I go, have you seen 5 play? They don't miss tackles.
I don't know. That's why 5 wins. They don't do anything wrong. Don't matter if you've got better players.
No.
I mean, that sounds stupid.
Well, they turned the ball over about 3 times, I think, the week before. He was really upset with that. They don't turn the ball over.
5 did?
Yeah, they turned the ball over a couple of times. The Sylvania game.
Oh, so that's why that was close.
Yeah. Geraldine will play. They'll go to Sachs. So good luck, Geraldine, going to Sachs. That'll be a tough game.
Yes, that'll be a good game.
More 3A action. Oaks Bluff beats Glencoe 48-0. Like we said earlier, I'll be over there. They're going to be at Spring Garden. You shared Piedmont and Sachs. They both win. Sylvania 35-7 over Collinsville. Walter Wellborn 57-8 over Pleasant Valley.
I think they're getting better.
It seems like they lost some players. Wellborn
did. They lost their best player, their star player, and another player transferred on them. That was good. So they lost a lot.
Yeah, and Pleasant Valley's, they're not world beaters or nothing, but they're a pretty big school over there. I did a student teaching
57-8.
I did a student teaching over there for a week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and it's a big school.
Nice school, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big school, man. They got a lot of kids over there. 4A stuff. Etowah beat Asheville. Yeah. That was the
28-0.
The trophy bowl helped me with the
Raymond Farmer Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, he supposedly coached it. Well, he didn't supposedly. He did.
Yeah.
Coached it, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Raymond Farmer apparently, and I didn't realize that, but I heard it on WQSB. He coached Cornell. He was Cornell's coach when Etowah won it.
Okay.
So obviously a good coach.
You got any other 4A scores?
I got some other. Well, I've just got some other scores. I don't have any 4A. I just got Gadsden City over Spain Park 29-26. Arab beat Southside 24-7. Thompson beat Hewitt Trustful 42-9. Hey, Thompson, people's creeping in on them a little. That's the closest game they've had. 33. I mean, they're ranked. What are they ranked in the country?
I had it last week. It was on my other paper. I think they were one or two.
And Hoover beat Oak Mountain 28-21.
Yeah.
Wow, Tyler Crane, first loss.
Well, that's okay. I mean,
nearly beats or gets close to beating Hoover.
Handley finished 4A 26-7 over Cleveland County. Jacksonville beats Munford 35-12. So
Warriors playing good ball.
Warrior people right now, you need to pay attention to those games. Jacksonville 35-12 over Munford. Those are two games for center. They've got to play both of them.
Yep.
Other 5A games here. We'll move to 5. Alexandria 51-15 over Corner. Leeds wins again 41-0 over Hayden. Lincoln pulls one out over St. Clair County 14-0. Boaz 28-0 over Sardis.
They're a lot better.
I have.
Boaz is better.
Arab 6A 24-7 over Southside. Clay Chalkville 50-7 over Minor. I circled that score. I had to check it on another. I thought Minor was,
I thought they were a little bit. Well, I just think Clay Chalkville's great, but I was shocked by that. Arab's doing very good this year. Maybe one of the better teams
they've had in a while. And the big shocker with the big explanation part, Pinson Valley goes down to Jackson Olin.
Yeah,
28-36.
Wow. Jackson Olin.
Yeah, they're somewhere toward the south a little. I didn't know a lot about them.
I don't really know much about
look
Jackson
around.
Olin.
They're good for where they play.
Right.
I looked at their team and who they played and some of their wins, and so they're.
Well, you beat Pinson, you're pretty good.
Pinson Valley, a non-region game next week. They will host Ramsey.
I think Ramsey's very good too.
We mentioned Auburn beat Jeff Davis 34-7. They'll play non-region Bob Jones at Madison. They're not going to play the game there away at Bob Jones, and then they'll host IMG. I just had to mention that. Auburn will play IMG October the 29th, Halloween weekend.
It's not fun, is it?
No, I can imagine not.
They had them on TV. What they went 57, and that which they said that team was not even a team. It was grown men, which makes it worse.
And again, congratulations, Gadsden City beating Spain Park. 29-26.
29-26. Yes, big win.
That's good stuff, Dean. That's kind of all our local stuff.
That's all of our local stuff. Big games this week. There's one game I wanted to mention.
We got any Georgia scores? I didn't even look.
Alexandria and I don't have any Georgia scores. Chattooga won the other night, but I don't know the score of it. And of course, trying beat Cedar Bluff. The game I was looking at here, Jacksonville and Piedmont. What do you think about that? That should be a good game.
Oh, that's who they play this week?
That's who they play this week. And Hanley plays Lynette.
All right, we're getting into the meat of the season. What we just said, you better pay right now. Like with Center, we just talked to Cade Hopper again. Congratulations to him being our Big Diamond Player of the Week. It's getting to the meat of the season. So after this Coosa game, they're going to jump right in head deep into region play. So
I don't know. It's just
there's
some really good teams. And you take the 2A region with Sand Rock, Spring Garden, Cleveland, and them. It's up for grabs. The 1A region with Cedar Bluff, Valley Head, Galesville. To me, it's up for grabs.
It is.
The 4A region with Center. I know Hanley's the favorite, but the 2, 3, and 4. And, somebody may knock off Hanley. It's not.
Well, Pinson just lost.
Yeah, Pinson just lost. But that's a very, very competitive region.
Yeah, the difference, the jumps in the A's, as we was talking before the show, the difference between 1 and 2 has gotten pretty big. 1 and 2A it's grown so much. The 1A teams are really just nearly like they were when we played. They're really small schools. Cedar Bluff and Gills were just a small. They're 1A. When we were 2A, we were like 18 kids over being 2A. Tiny 2A. Had no business playing 2A football. No business playing college on 5.
16, 18 kids. 18 kids on the football field.
North Sand Mountain. Marcus, his senior year, dressed 19. We had no, but they were 1 that year. But
tough.
But 2A is really grown.
2A's
We've seen it happen around
good.
here. Sand Rock, they went to 3 for a little while, remember? And they come back down.
They did go to 3 for a while.
In Spring Garden, supposedly at the Cedartown school closing, elementary, they're closing, I've been told. So they're going to get a lot of elementary kids moving at Spring Garden.
Wow.
So
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what I was told from somebody from Georgia.
Huh.
It comes in the store, somebody I see sometimes. So that gap is, and then 2 to 3, man, I mean, these, we cover a lot of 3A stuff too. We go to some Piedmont games in 5, and 5's just moved into 3A.
Right.
But they always felt like a 3A.
Yeah, I mean, they're good.
Kind of always.
Play with 4A. Probably play with 5A. They
Some
might
5As.
run into some resistance in 6A.
Yeah, just because of size and numbers. But the gaps are growing tremendous. 3A, some 3A programs look like really big high schools.
Oh, I know.
They dress a lot of. You go over at Piedmont, you see their field, you see how many players they got. They got a lot of football players. You got a lot of coaches helping. It's just different.
It is. It's a different world over there. I mean, they're very good, very good.
And they're gonna make a run at that region, and we can get in that. I mean, not too far on rabbit hole, but we look for probably kind of like last year.
I would think there's a chance for that.
There's a big chance. Yeah. 5 Piedmont lock up again.
Yeah. I think they're
Part
two of the
2.
top teams. Who's the other team that's
That 3A
ranked high in 3A around here?
Oh, I don't see the others ranked above the Piedmont.
Oh,
5,
I'm thinking about it.
5's 1, and Piedmont I think was 2. But some other rankings for 3A was like Bayside Academy or something. Or
I got something. Hold it. I'm not going to say her name. She's a friend of mine. She said, "You're looking at your phone too much." My info's on here.
Well, info, and we're live, so we read live messages as the show's going on.
I got to.
Yeah, that's part of the show for him to look at, see what people are saying. Yeah, but that 3A is.
It's tough. It's Montgomery Catholic.
Yeah,
they're top 3.
And the
5 Piedmont, Montgomery.
The 2A is of course Mars Hill Bible.
Yeah,
they're definitely favored to win
Looks
that.
like Pickens is going
Pickens is undefeated right now. So
Hanley, another favorite in 4A.
Decatur Heritage, they're running around still. They're going to be good in 1A. So kind of the same. And Sweetwater, they won again too. I didn't write it down, but I think they've only lost.
Good.
They've only lost 1 game. Sweetwater has, but I'm pretty sure it was a non-region game. They played a 2 or 3A team, so that'll kind of end up for our high school stuff.
Good high school stuff.
And let's run over here and thank our sponsors, Dean.
All right.
Why don't we do that? We always want to thank J.R. and April McKenzie for all their contribution to us that help us, community, and the kids Kevin's Lawn and Landscaping. He's wanting to sponsor a player, so we're gonna keep him there, and he's proud to be able to do that. Lloyd's Legal Service, any kind of representation you got, go down and see Scott. Of course, Warrior Gym. I was just there this morning, seen Cheese over there this morning. Got to talk to him a while. And remember, guys, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, we're everywhere you could find somebody. And of course, Corey Colbert Law Firm over there on Avenue West over there at Center. We appreciate them for coming on and sponsoring us. Corey's been a big help in it, and he's helped more than he would know to be able to furnish these players of the week just some gifts so we can give them a little food and give them a cool shirt to wear, and it's good stuff.
Wait just a second here. This is somebody about the.
Let's see here.
All right.
We'll go over here to standby, and that will be the end of high
Bart
school
Littlejohn,
stuff.
yeah. I'm just seeing who's watching. It's Tyler Blaylock, Gary Rice, Bart Littlejohn. No Bart.
Yeah, I know. I like
Funny
Bart.
guy. Good guy.
So we'll cut everybody loose for high school. If you want to hang around, please do. This is where it gets fun. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of SEC games. Some of them good, some of them not so good, and some games were way closer than they should be. And some teams traveled and played pretty good, but they still lost. So anyway, Spotify and Applecast, we'll cut it off here, and we'll be over to the college. If you want to listen there, we appreciate you. We love you guys. God bless you, and we'll be back over there.
Do you want me to go through these scores and then we break down the games we want to, or do you want to do that first?
Yeah, we'll take a break here and let me cut everything off. And all right, we'll be 2-2. We'll be right back. Hang on.